gosh, sorry to interrupt. This is Genevieve Randall, and I know I say I love it too much, but I love it. Just listen. This is the Plain Story Podcast, and look for a bonus episode with just that piece. But for now, let's pair it with this interview. Well, let's just start with when I say home, what comes to mind?
Home, what comes to mind is ocean, the sound, the breeze, eating on the corners of the streets, my family gathering together, being loud and eating outside, and kids playing outside the streets, basically dirt streets. Somebody without any appointment just come to my house, knocks the door and say, Daniel, how you been? Come in, let's eat. That's what comes when it says.
Nice, right? That's Daniel Martinez, a Lincoln musician, talking about his home of Peru. And that's his music in the background. I've known Daniel for quite a while now. He's a regular guest on Friday Live, and he's very active in the Lincoln music scene, playing solo shows at different churches and events. He also plays with his band Jarana, an eclectic mixture of flamenco, salsa, rumba, Latin beats, and rock. Between gigs, Daniel has a job at Union College where he teaches guitar. After meeting Hassan and Ziad at Golden Studio and hearing them play, I'm just really invested in this idea of cross-cultural music exchange. I really, really wanted them to meet Daniel. So I set up a meeting to have Daniel bring his guitar to Golden Studio and have the three of them play. Hassan! Hassan!
Hello, guys.
Hey! I want you to meet Daniel.
Yeah, come on. Hey! I hear so much about you.
Hassan and Ziad were already set up, so Daniel was able to watch Ziad on his saz and Hassan on the keyboards for a bit.
That's so good. So
I
excited.
love this big laugh. I knew Daniel would be the perfect person to come to Golden Studio. He's a constant ambassador of music and cultural sharing.
So you guys play every day, practice every day?
Not every day, no.
No,
Not every day.
A few days a week.
It's a week. And where are you guys from?
Iraq.
Iraq?
I'm from Syria. I consider
Yes.
myself from Syria.
He's almost from Iraq.
Almost, yeah.
I'm like, I would say I'm like 20% Iraqi. I'm from Iraq though. My parents from Iraq.
20%. So.
But I lived in Syria my whole life.
And this is just what Hassan and Ziad have been looking for. As musicians, they almost exclusively play with Yazidis and for Yazidis. They've told me and Eric that it's hard to meet other musicians in Lincoln. They want someone to push them creatively, to share ideas with, and just share in the joys of new sounds. Daniel is so that person.
That's what me and Ziad do. We search music in China actually, and I know it takes a long time. Our goal is to create a style where everyone can relate to. Not, hey, this is just a Yazidi cultural music and a certain dance you could dance to. That's what we try to do, is bring, create new tones and create new melodies where, it's more of a Westerns, Middle Easterns,
I've listened to Daniel talk about home often, and he speaks with such vivid description and so from the heart. I think for Hassan and Ziad, though their experiences are very different, I think they'll find a connection with him. Listen to this conversation I had with Daniel about music and home.
So in all these different pictures that I see with my instrument, with my guitar, sometimes I need this downside, that everything is energetic, fun, and sometimes I need to cry. So I just grab my guitar, and this is the time my guitar and I, we come one together and exchange, ideas, I change feelings. And sometimes I need to go back and shout out to the world, hey, I'm here, guys. And play loud with my band. And sometimes it's just time to play in church and remembering my dad, or just play songs that my mom loved. It's always those pictures that are up, down, and the line right there in the center is music.
When you travel back to Peru to see family, but you mentioned something about a line you crossed, feeling like maybe Lincoln was more home than Peru on balance.
I know what you're talking about.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly.
And when was the line? Like, when was it? And what did that feel like?
I went with my wife. I had a musical project in Peru. And when I go to Peru, it's always to connect with my family, my food. I used to live 5 minutes walking from the ocean. Here we go to Holmes Lake to feel like the ocean, but
Very different.
exactly. At least
Yeah,
there's
not the
water,
same.
right?
Yeah.
But I went to a park that is right next to the ocean. There's a restaurant, and it was the first time when I started observing the ocean, and I couldn't hold it, and I started bawling. Those cries that you cannot hold it, you cannot stop. And my wife, she said, what's wrong? I told her, we are here right now, and I feel like I don't belong here. And when I'm going to Lincoln, we go to the shop, we go to the store, we eat sometimes my food, Peruvian food, but we are not in my country, and I'm not from Lincoln. And I told her, right now, physically speaking, I don't belong anywhere. I'm right in the center, which is the ocean. And I'm thinking, well, sometimes a place doesn't define your happiness, is you bring happiness to the place. So I asked my sister, as a way to understand if that's true feeling. She was here before, and I asked her, tell me if you feel this. So I explained to her and said, yes. When that happened, and she said, when I had my first baby, and 3 months later, she went to Peru to show the baby to my parents. And that's when I felt that I don't belong in my country, and I don't belong in Lincoln, and I cried in the ocean. It was a hard feeling, Daniel, but now I'm here, I'm still alive. And the same place that I cried, she cried. It was hard.
It's amazing that she had a similar experience to you.
17 years need to pass, and I've been in this country almost half of my life, almost. I'm 41, and that's gonna be one day that the years that you spend is gonna be more in here than the country that gave you birth,
That is a powerful, powerful story. When I heard it, I just thought about how Ziad and Hassan have their own struggles with pinpointing that identity of home. Hassan is always adding footnotes about where he's from, grappling with Iraq and a refugee camp in Syria, while Ziad openly struggles with what feels like home and the place that is safe. At Golden Studio, Daniel shared his stories from Peru with Hassan and Ziad.
My parents, they were missionaries, and at home we used to sing a lot in church as well. And we used to sing a lot a cappella, doing voices, harmonies. And my dad used to put a lot of classical music at home as a way to wake us up, as an alarm. Yeah, I hate it at the beginning.
As an alarm.
At the yes,
Yeah.
yes. So in my country, I told my mom I want to study music, and she said no, because you're gonna be on the streets. That's how we relate, unfortunately. So it's not a necessity. It's not necessity, right? It's not part. We are born with it, but it's a luxury. Here, everybody goes to school and plays an instrument, and if you don't play in the school, your parents send you to instructor to learn an instrument, at least choir
like
or whatever.
piano lessons or choir, something.
And okay, and mom and dad say, okay, learn for 2 years, 3 years, and that's it. After high school, I'm over with you.
I know Daniel is talking about his experiences as a music teacher in Lincoln, seeing parents acting differently from how his parents acted. I also know that cuts to arts funding in the U.S. schools is always in the news, but in Lincoln, the public schools and private entities have so many opportunities for children to learn music.
Ziad, when you and I talked, music was just always something that you needed all the time. Does anything that Daniel's saying make sense to you? Is it very different, or?
You know, everything he said, it makes like it is in common. Like I sleep, the music in my, the headset in my ears. I listen to music. I eat. I listen to music. I drive. I listen to music. Even when I'm not listening to music, the music is in my head because I'm listening to it too much. Just something I'm addicted to it. Music's love. It's like it's the air I breathe. Actually, that's how I feel it. If there's no music, I feel that I'm gonna die, because I can't see myself without music maybe 2 days.
I want to hear you guys play.
Daniel gets his guitar out. He's eager to get playing. Remember how I told you about quarter tones and frets? Go back to episode 2 if you missed that bit. Daniel's guitar is a fretted instrument, so just like Eric, he'll have to figure out how to blend with these two instruments. Listen to Daniel as he finds a way to work his guitar into a conversation with the saz and the keyboard.
I think United States is the country that opens up the idea, the option, the opportunity to have people from different parts of the globe in one place. In Lincoln, we can say we are very lucky to have a diversity that is big. Here, we know, but sometimes we don't know how much potential we have in our own land, in Midwest and Lincoln. So we need to wake this up. It's sleeping right now, so we need to wake up the music, the alarm, and people start realizing there is a lot of diversity. Let's take advantage of this opportunity and meet other people from other parts of the world.
On the next episode of Plain Story Podcast, how about this to wake you up? The Plain Story Podcast, The Sound of Home, is produced by NET Nebraska. I'm your host, Genevieve Randall. Our producer is Brian Seiferlein, and our associate producer is Monica Starr. Our field audio is by Emily Kreutz, Nathan Toddhunter, and Andy Bigham. We had editing from Alex Epperson and mixing by Nathan Toddhunter. Our graphics are by Joe McMullen. Bill Anderson is our radio network director. Chad Davis is our executive producer. Special thanks to Golden Studio, Eric Higgins, and the Lincoln Crossroads Music Festival. See you on the next episode.